Hi everyone, welcome back to my Taboo's Voice channel. Today we're going to be talking about acceptance. This is going to be my second recording of this video. The first one didn't save, which was so crazy, but everything happens for a reason. And I think it's to say that this is something to accept too. That technology is not reliable and that's okay. But besides that, the journey of acceptance is the most beautiful and painful journey. I think every journey is beautiful and painful at the same time. And the journey of acceptance truly starts within. The more you accept who you are and will continue to be like your best version always, that's something that you will provide and give off to all the lives that cross your path. If you're somebody who's very intuitive, you're very sensitive to energy. You can feel energy. Depending on the journey that you walked, you're going to want to save people. That is just the truth. From making decisions that could really put them in a tough situation. But you probably realize that that is not how things work. We can't control people. We can't control the choices that they're going to make. And that is a beautiful thing. That's what makes all of us unique. And truly walking this journey of acceptance is to understand that we all have our own journey to walk. It's not going to be nobody's journey is going to be the same. And we all do come here to heal, maybe from different lifetimes that we've lived, or heal generational patterns that have been passed on to us. And as you continue to walk your journey, you will see all the people that you've encountered, started a relationship with. Every single one of them is so unique and different in their own beautiful way. But every single one of them have their own struggles. And that is beautiful as well. And that is the journey that they're walking and elevating. Because the struggle isn't a disservice. It is an area to improve. You don't have to see it as something negative. You don't have to see anything as negative. It's actually better to see everything positive, but it depends on where you're at in your life. Because if all you see is darkness around you, it is hard to see light. But eventually, you will see light if that is what you wish to see. Because what you seek is what you will attract and see. Because no matter what, there's always good around us, but it all depends on what you're giving your attention to. Acceptance could be accepting your parents for who they are, accepting your partner for who they are, accepting friends for who they are, accepting coworkers for who they are, accepting everyone that crosses your path, see on the internet for who they are, because we are all still learning and growing and expanding. No one's perfect. I think that the easiest way to constantly like remind yourself of like accept people for who they are is knowing that we are all walking our own journey. You may have mastered something, but the other person hasn't, and they need the lesson. Yes, you may know and want to prevent them from experiencing what they're experiencing is because when you went through it, it was painful. But the thing is that you came out a brand new person, a stronger individual. And they too need to go through that to develop that strength, to see that strength in them. Every stage in our life that we master, it sets us up for the next step in our journey, because that is needed. That mastery is needed for the next step in your journey. And when you take that away from them, they're stuck. They didn't get a chance to actually grow in this area. And so when you walk in your path of acceptance, that's something I know is so hard to do, okay? Trust me. This is something I still have to continue to keep reminding myself, because my heart wants to go and save everyone, but that is not how things work. Like, for example, when I know my examples talks a lot about babies, but they are just such beautiful, and you learn so much from them. Okay, if you don't let the baby learn how to feed themselves, teach themselves how to crawl, like, you can guide them, but every part of that, they need to do it themselves. They need to teach them. You guide them, but they have to learn how to work with the tools to feed themselves, have to learn how to strengthen their stomach so they can crawl, and then eventually strengthen the back so they can actually start walking. Like, those are the steps that a baby needs to take. And at a young age, you did already. You were mastering these stages in your life already, and eventually, as you become an adult, it's the same way. Taking baby steps and mastering your next step in your journey. And when you continue to keep reminding yourself, your mindset is gonna shift, and acceptance is gonna be a little easier. Even if you know that they're going through something really painful and you want to go in and just help, I'm not trying to say that you can't suggest something to this individual, or you can't like, you could definitely like let them, you can like check up on them. Like, for example, if one of your friends has like a really unhealthy partner and they are physically and verbally abusive, you can check up on them. You can see how they're doing. But the thing is that that's all you can do. And yes, you can provide them like help services, but the choice is always theirs, because the thing is that at the end of the day, if they truly wanted to seek help, they would have came to you or seek the help themselves by doing the research and calling them to get the service. And it's true that there are some individuals that don't understand that there are services out there that you can seek when you're in an unhealthy relationship, or your family dynamic is not the healthiest, or whatever the situation is. And I just understand that everybody have their own guides that are guiding them as well. And there will be people that will be placed in their life to help inform them. Maybe you might be one, and you just let them know. And then you have to then accept that you've done your part and let it go. Whatever happens next is not up to you. It is up to the people that are directly impacted by it. Though yes, it feels like you are directly impacted by it, is because you have such a strong relationship with these individuals and you have so much love and care. But that is all you can do. And then you continue to keep living your life and keep moving forward. Don't stop your life, because they're also living their life too. That is a life that they chose, and that's something that we have to accept. Acceptance is definitely a journey that I truly believe that it is a forever thing, because you're gonna encounter just many things that you're like in disbelief that this is actually happening to someone, or that you experienced it. Like, I'm at the point in my life where I'm like, you know what? Life is a surprise. That I'm just gonna accept, because you don't know what's gonna happen next. Live day by day, meaning don't live reckless, but then live day by day and choose and make decisions that align with you. So if that day is your last day, all you can say is that, hey, I'm happy how I live today, if today is my last day. Acceptance, like I've said, it is a beautiful, beautiful journey. It is painful, but then when you work on this, it gets easier. Because everyone is walking their own journey. Everybody's meant to experience what they're meant to experience, and everyone is so guided on their journey. It just depends on how in tune they are with themselves. Because your guides are always up. Their guides are always there with you, guiding you, regardless if you want to acknowledge their presence or not. Let's just say that when you're going through something so difficult, they will shine the light, but it is up to you if you want to accept their guidance or not. And that's what's so crazy, okay, you guys, that even your guides have to learn how to accept too, that we are human beings, that we can't see what they see in the future. They can't, and we can't see like past what we're experiencing, because maybe that journey is just so painful. And then again, we're not meant to live that far ahead in the future. We're meant to be present with ourselves and really feel everything. And so when we do successfully complete that step in our journey, when we look back, it's going to be something that is going to remind us of our strength, our power. And that's the beautiful thing. And that's something that our guides understand. That's the reason why they will come in to guide, but if you do not accept, then they have to step aside and let you experience what you need to experience, even if it is painful for them to see you go through what you're going through. This is something that we all experience, and I'm pretty sure this is something that parents experience as well. As their child growing up, becoming an adult, and experiencing the real world, and knowing that you can't always be there for your child. That is terrifying. But you have to accept that, you know what, you have taught them everything that you know within you. So trust that when they are in danger, and hopefully they're not, they will use their skills to serve them. That's all you can do, is that trust that you have provided them everything that they needed, and let them be free. And not only that, but everyone is guided. When you can't be their eyes, their loved ones, ancestors, whoever you believe that's watching over your child, they are watching your beautiful child, protecting them. So continue to keep living your life as well. And always remember that no matter what, everybody's meant to experience what they're meant to experience. You can't protect anyone. They are protected already, but it's just a matter of what are you attracting. If this is a journey that you need to take, then that will happen. Like, for example, if you grew up in a family dynamic that verbal and physical abuse was used there, when you go out in the real world, if you do not heal that, and the thing is that if your environment did not teach you how to heal and they're still struggling with that, you're gonna attract energies that are like that, and that would be something that you are meant to break. And that is a generational pattern, the physical and verbal abuse. And that's just an example, because everybody have different struggles in their family, and that is how the journey works. Is that it, as a child, that's all you knew, and then when you became an adult, you are forced to see the reality of how it was truly like, that you didn't have the words to interpret. And it wasn't okay how you were being treated that way. And now that you're an adult, you get to decide if you want to continue on those patterns or not. That is where the acceptance is that if you accept that it's just your reality, then you continue on that journey. But if you cannot accept that, then you walk a different journey, meaning that you know that you deserve better. That this was something that was passed on to them. They didn't heal it, meaning your parents, or whoever that you spend the most time with. And now it is your responsibility too. And that's something that it requires acceptance too, is that it is your responsibility. Because if you don't break it, then you continue it. Acceptance plays a huge role in everyone's life. Acceptance works hand in hand with taking accountability for our own action as well. Because the thing is that at the end of the day, our environment does influence the decisions that we make until we realize that they are unhealthy and make that change. And that is just the reality of it, and that's something to accept. That, hey, I picked this up in my environment, I do not want to continue on this pattern, and I'm going to make some changes. And another acceptance would be, when you're making those changes, just understand that it isn't going to be something that you can change overnight. You don't know how long is it going to take. Everyone's different, but as time goes by, the more and more you work on yourself and breaking habits that does not serve you, your highest good and well-being, you would develop your own, it's like a protocol. That's all I can see. A protocol of what you take to overcome to break a pattern. And that's what's going to be super unique for you and what works for you. And you could definitely share with people, but then it might not work for other people, and that's something to accept too. There's so many acceptance, truly, and that is just the beauty of it. It's that it's never ending. There's so many things. For example, when you go and get a cup of coffee, and you had high hope because you've had a really good coffee at this one place, and what ended up happening was that day, you picked up some coffee, and the coffee was super diluted, and you're completely disappointed. You have that's something that to calm yourself down. You have to accept that not everyone is going to have a good day, and when you're not having a good day, the result's not going to be the greatest. When you're having a great day, your result's going to be at 120. When you're having an average day, maybe your best result will be at 80% or lower. And that's something that we all have to learn to accept, that even ourselves, we have our own struggle, and we're not going to have great days every day. And what we give and release, it's may not be at 120, it may be at 50, and that's all you can give, and that's okay. That's something to accept, realize, and continue on moving forward. Because the thing is that we don't know what's going to happen each day. So just flow and enjoy, and truly no expectation. Accept everything that comes, and just know that every choice, that the choice is still yours at the end of the day. You can accept and just leave it as is. You can accept and voice yourself. You can accept and walk away. How beautiful is that? Acceptance is a powerful skill to develop. It's not a weakness. It is a strength, and it is a really, really hard one. And when it gets easier as you start on this journey. That's how it gets easier. You're just gonna have to walk it. That's the only way. You can't run away because this is something that we all have to experience, and this is something that you have chosen to experience as well. Because acceptance is not staying attached to anything. Acceptance is not expecting something from anyone. Knowing that we are all unique and we have the freedom to make our own choice. It isn't up to anyone else, and that's beautiful. Acceptance is truly, when you accept, it means that it's you understanding that they have their own power. Oh my god, this is kind of hard when I think about it. Acceptance is love. When you can accept someone, that is where true love lies. Because when you cannot accept someone, that is where the disconnect is. Like, even a mother and a child, if the mother does not accept their child for who they are, or the child does not accept the parents, the relationship will not flourish. There will always be a disconnect. So what I'm trying to say is that acceptance is it's love. It's saying that I love you for who you are, and I wish you the very best on your journey. And truly, acceptance, we all know that it starts within. When we start accepting ourselves more, we understand why it is important to provide all the lives that cross our paths the same, because we've done the work within. So this is a talk that my guys would like for you guys to hear. I hope that you guys enjoy the talk, and this was super helpful for you guys. It was a really, really eye-opener for me too. It was a good one. I will talk to you guys soon. Take care of yourself. Keep putting yourself first. Keep loving yourself. And keep making yourself proud.